Happy whatever day it is. Thursday, right? Yeah. Happy Thursday as I'm recording this, and welcome to this live or on replay. Glad you're here. This is I think, a powerful video for you to contemplate, for you to think about some of the things I'm going to cover here. So, you want to level up. You want to go into this career. You want to eventually make decent money, much more than, say, minimum wage. Don't we all? I moved into this field, definitely wanted to do that. Doesn't happen overnight, okay? One of the things that keeps us from going forward, as I talk about in many of these videos, and it kept me from moving forward in certain areas of my life, is fear of rejection and that feeling of inadequacy, right? So they will all make us continue to play in a smaller game than we're really destined for. And we can keep ourselves back. We can let others keep us back. Sorry, I've got something in my eye that's been there, and we can allow those things to happen. People who achieve things in their life, and I've watched athletes, I've watched people who've created businesses, I've watched people in the paralegal field achieve things, and I would say to myself, why don't I think I can do that? Well, a lot of that, for me, I don't know about you, came from my past, and I had to get over that. I had to start moving past it, that I could. Now, I also had to stop sharing some of my accomplishments with people who didn't think that they were worth anything. And honestly, that meant my parents. And so my father might ask me how I'm doing. I would say fine. If he asked anything else about the job, then I would talk to him about it. But they came from an arena where you stayed in the same job for, if you could, 30 to 40 years. That does not exist in most places anymore. So they didn't have any kind, and I didn't have any knowledge of the legal field, so they really couldn't relate to what I was doing. Couldn't understand why I would like it. My husband's parents were cut from a different cloth. While they didn't get the uplifting that they needed as people, they did that for their child. Okay, so there's a different way of bringing up a child, and I had one way and my husband had another way, which was a better way. So I had to understand that I had certain gifts and skill sets and things that I could add to my skill sets. How about you? And you do too, I know you do. So let's talk about the first. It goes right into the gifts that you've been given. You may have never thought about this, but God's word says he's given you gifts. Now, what are they? That's for you to find out. You might already know, but you're not even thinking about it or realize it. If you're good with people, that's a huge gift. If you're good in conversation and talking to people, if you care about people and that just exudes, it flows out of you, it's a huge gift. Now, some of us, some people have to work on that, but what else? What are some of the other gifts? You're a gifted athlete. That doesn't come easy. That comes with a lot of work, right? That's not just, you're not born to be athletic. You might have hand-eye coordination that because of repetition and playing catch and work, being in the lower grades and being in sports, that you just excelled far above everybody else. Because why? Because you just had a gift. You worked really hard if you did that, but God allowed you to do that, and you put the effort in to do that. What in your life have you put effort in and then you excelled at it? Was there anything that you did like that? Well, when I worked as a cashier in a supermarket, I felt I was a darn good one because I cared about the people I was waiting on and I wanted to do a good job. When I worked at the mall, those things that you do I found out by working at the mall that I really liked helping people. By being a cashier, I had it at a different level or a different area, and then at the mall I got to help in with different products. So you find out what your skills are by going out and doing things and whether you like it or not. And so my gift was definitely working with people. Did I have a gift in other areas? I think in hand-eye coordination with typing, I do. And not as much as somebody else, but more than maybe a person over here. But it was because I worked at it for 3 years in high school. And so think about what those gifts are, those natural abilities that you have that you've improved on. I found out that no, I do not like knitting. I've crocheted some stuff, but I really don't like to sit down and do that type of work. Okay. I know how to do it. I know how to crochet really well, but knitting, I had a grandmother that crocheted and one that knitted, and they were both superb at it. But it wasn't something I wanted to do. So what is it that you're gifted in? Explore and find out. Think about it. Write some of that down, okay? When you don't know what your gifts are and what you're good at and what you're bent towards, what your purpose is in life, you tend to live in a lower stratosphere, that you're not living up to your potential, that you have these gifts just waiting to be used. Will you start to use them? And do they go towards the paralegal field? It might be that you're destined to be in another field. A-okay with that. What I want you to find out is what you are bent towards. Now, there's a intuition test you can take. It's not free, but it's with Kolbe.com, Kolbe. I took it 7 years ago. It just it gave me a lot of cool information about myself and what I'm bent towards. And I was definitely, what shows up in the career was paralegal. Bookkeeper also showed up, counselor. It's exactly the things I've done in my life that I felt pulled towards. Did anybody else in my family feel pulled towards what I've done? Not one. Not one that I know of. So you're unique. Your gifts are just geared to you. God's given you these. He has a plan for your life. He has a purpose for your life. It's up to you to start moving forward. Jeremiah 29:11 says he has plans for you. So what are your gifts? He's given you those. So start using what they are. Write down some of the ones you know, the things that you are excellent in, or things that you love. Where's your passion? Number 2, there are certain systems we need to use to become better, right? Athletes will just go lift weights. They'll go run if they're runners and they need to improve their time. They're doing it over and over again. They're trying to make themselves better, but they have to keep themselves in shape, right? When I wanted to get out of debt and not have debt anymore, that meant that I had to keep a budget. I had to know where every penny was going. Do I like that? No. Do I want to be free and easy with moolah? Yes. But I can't. If I want to go on a vacation once a year, or go see family and I need gas money, it's not going to come off the tree in the backyard. I've got to figure out, plan for it. I've got to get how to get better at managing money, at managing all the income that was coming in, and figure out, is there any extra to squirrel away someplace? All right. And if I want to, like in my case, I wanted to lose weight. I still want to lose more. I've already lost some weight. That meant on a regular basis. But chicken and fish, then the weight drops off me. No carbs for me because I don't process them correctly and I blow up. And so I had to follow, I don't mean a special diet, don't mean that, but I had to think of what, for me uniquely, what do I have to do? So for this career, you need to do some things. That doesn't mean school and it doesn't mean a certificate, because neither one teach you overall. I'm not going to say every school's the same, okay? That's my disclaimer. But you're not going to get the practical side in most instances where you start every day. I just heard from someone last night who is feeling inadequate because they did get a certificate, but that they feel like they're not pulling their weight, and the person that they thought might teach them doesn't want to. It's the way it is, because when somebody puts in an ad that they offer training, they may in fact offer training. And when they say that in an ad and you're at the interview, I would definitely ask, where's that training coming from? Because a lot of times lawyers think, and they won't tell the experienced paralegal in their firm that they're saying that in the ad, because that paralegal may never see that ad. But they'll spring it on them when you come in on your first day, that they're expected to train you. And they have a boatload of work to do. They have a lot of work. And they don't have time to train. They don't, and they'll be very annoyed. And so what I want for you is to learn as much as you can before you start. And that doesn't mean that you'll be, every school misses teaching you the practical side. No. But the feedback I get is quite different. And so, and as of last night. So my goal for you is to go to step one and figure out, is this career for me? Get the book Legal into the free webinar. It's a pop-up paralegal break-in webinar that you go to my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and sign up on with the little form. There's no charge, and then I will invite you to a private group. Now, if I have invited you and you have not seen the invitation, that means that, and you have enrolled, that means that you need to check your spam folder. Now, this February's will end, and I will take down the video that's there on Tuesday at midnight, pop-up paralegal break-in webinar of the month, and then you can watch that one. The video that's there right now is about the first and second day on the job. Go to paralegalcoffeetalk.com, sign up using the form, and then I will, when I get back to my home later this evening, I will invite you. But later this evening, about, I would say check about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern, and see if you received my invitation in your regular email, or look in the spam folder. Okay, don't forget that. All right, so that would be the second step, to attend that. And then the third step is take the course, Paralegal Inner Circle course. That means get on the wait list. The course does not launch till the end of May. You'll see that on the class info. This is the whole purpose for number 3 of this video today, is that you have to have a system, and there has to be a team that you connect with. That means here, it means you can be part of the Facebook group at Paralegal Coffee Talk. It's not a group, it's a page. And you can be part of that pop-up paralegal break-in webinar. You end up, you could ask questions in that free webinar, or you don't. There's no pressure there at all. There's no, I ask questions there. You could answer them or not. The team is important to bring you to the place you need to be, and following a system. And that's what my course is for. Okay. The thing is, you want to hang with people who see your vision. When you start telling people who know nothing, if I was just with my family on Sunday, if I started, sitting there and started talking about the paralegal field, and they had no interest in it, they're going to go have a glazed over look. If I was trying to break into the field and I was talking to them, they would glazed overlook, or they would start being, the family I was with would be really kind, but they would have no idea how to help me, what questions to ask, how to lift me up, how to empower me. They might say, oh, that's great, go for it. That's empowering. But they wouldn't know how to assist me. Be careful who you share your dreams with. I always say that, okay? Share it with people who are trying to do the same thing, and get their feedback, and don't put yourself outside of this career because you cannot go to school, you can't afford it. I broke in with no schooling. Many people have. From my YouTube channel, they've broken in, they watched the videos and they got the courage to do it. And that's what I want to happen, whether you take my course or not. My course will give you an edge and give you some incredible info that will make your first days easier. on the job, definitely. Give you legal knowledge and all of that. And then you will learn more on the job. Okay? Um, Last thing, the fear never truly goes away. Fear can be a driving force for you. It can be a thing that stops you. That's your decision. That's your decision. You need to let it push you forward, but understand the more confidence you build, that it will start to diminish. So for those of us who've done it already, we had to do it afraid. And that takes a lot of excuses away. That, no, I can't do it because I'm too afraid. Fear is real. Yeah, I know fear is real, but you can do it afraid. Don't let that stop you, because if other people say, oh, I know, and they just empower you to not achieve, that's the wrong way to go. It's level up into a higher place by pushing the past. Not that you can forget the past entirely, but push it way back. And don't let it control your life. Don't let negative self-talk control your life. You manage your time every day. If you decide to watch Netflix, and I wasn't feeling well yesterday, and so I kind of get, which I adore, and they're like rom-coms, and I like that. So yeah, that was my choice. But if I'm under the weather, that's what I'll do. But on a normal night, I'm doing things to buck you guys up, to help you guys, and to try to help you break in, and also be better at what you do. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I don't want to see anything stop you, and I want you to level up your game. I want you to level up your action plan to get in this field, if that's truly what you're being pulled toward. Okay, so think about your gifts. What are they? Write them down and go forward. All right, so have a great one. Any questions, comments, post them below, and binge watch videos here. Okay. Oh, if you want to come visit me on Instagram, come say hi. Paralegal Coffee Talk on Instagram. Okay, and I'll see you over